Ladies and gentlemen, let's get something straight right now. Being single for a long time is not a weakness, it's not a curse, it's not a reason to doubt yourself. If anything, it's a sign of strength. It's a sign that you know your worth, and when you know your worth, you don't settle. You don't break yourself down just to fit into someone else's life. You build your own. People look at being single like it's some kind of punishment, like you're missing out on something essential in life. But let me tell you right now, that's not the case. Your time alone is not wasted. It's preparation. It's a season of growth, a time for you to become the best version of yourself before sharing your life with someone else. Too many people rush into relationships, thinking that being with someone will fill the emptiness they feel inside. But the truth is, if you don't take the time to understand who you are, to love yourself, to build your own foundation, then no relationship will ever satisfy you. When you are alone, you have the opportunity to reflect, to heal, to let go of past wounds. How can you expect to have a healthy relationship with someone else if you're still carrying baggage from your past? If you don't take the time to process what you've been through, you'll just keep repeating the same cycles, attracting the same kind of people, and wondering why nothing ever changes. This is your time to break those patterns, to look deep within yourself and ask, what do I truly want? What do I truly deserve? It's also a time to discover your passions, your goals, and your dreams. A lot of people get into relationships and lose themselves in the process. They become so wrapped up in their partner's world that they forget about their own. But when you're single, you have the freedom to chase after your ambitions without compromise. You can explore, take risks, and grow in ways that wouldn't be possible if you were constantly trying to make a relationship work. This is your season to build yourself, to pour into your own life, to strengthen your mind, your body, your spirit. Don't ever let society make you feel like you're running out of time. There's no deadline for love. There's no rule that says you have to be married by a certain age or that something is wrong with you if you're not in a relationship. That pressure, that's just noise. And if you listen to it, you might find yourself settling for less than you deserve, just to meet some imaginary timeline. But when you truly embrace your time alone, you realize that this is where real transformation happens. This is where you build the confidence to say, I'm not just waiting for love, I'm preparing for it. When the right person does come into your life, you won't need them to complete you. You'll already be whole. You'll already know who you are, what you want, and what you're worth. And that kind of self-assuredness, that's magnetic. That's powerful. Because the best relationships aren't built on dependency. They're built on two whole individuals coming together to enhance each other's lives. So don't rush this process. Embrace it. Use this time wisely. Because when love does find you, you'll be ready. Too many people believe that having high standards is a problem, that it makes you picky, difficult, or even unrealistic. But let's be clear. Standards are not a burden, they are a shield. They protect you from heartbreak, from wasted time, from people who don't respect, value, or truly deserve you. When you set boundaries and refuse to accept anything less than what you know you're worth, you're not being unreasonable, you're showing self-respect. And self-respect is not negotiable. The world will tell you to lower your expectations, to stop being so hard to please, to just give people a chance. But the truth is, if someone can't meet the basic standards you've set for yourself, then they were never meant for you in the first place. Love is not about bending and breaking to fit into someone else's life. It's about finding someone who aligns with yours, someone who respects your values, your goals, and your worth. And if that takes time, so be it, because settling for less than you deserve will cost you more in the long run. When you hold yourself to a certain standard, you naturally attract people who recognize and respect that. The way you carry yourself, the way you refuse to tolerate disrespect or inconsistency, sends a message. It tells the world, I know my value and I won't accept anything that diminishes it. And trust me, the right people will notice. The wrong ones will complain. They'll try to make you feel like you're asking for too much, like you should be grateful for whatever attention or effort they choose to give you. But remember this. The wrong person will always see your standards as an obstacle, while the right person will see them as a challenge to rise to. Love should never require you to shrink yourself. It should never ask you to tolerate behavior that makes you feel unworthy. If someone truly cares about you, they will meet your standards not because you force them to, but because they want to. They will see your boundaries as a sign of strength, not something to break down. They will appreciate that you know what you want and refuse to accept anything less. People who settle often do so out of fear of being alone, fear of not finding something better, fear of missing out. But fear should never be the reason you enter or stay in a relationship. Choose love out of confidence, not desperation. When you stand firm in your standards, you give yourself the best chance at a relationship that is fulfilling, healthy, and built on mutual respect. So don't let anyone tell you that you're asking for too much. Don't let loneliness convince you to settle for less. Your standards are not a problem, they are your protection, and the right person won't just respect them, they'll meet them, exceed them, and thank you for holding them high. There is a big difference between being alone and being lonely, and once you understand that, you will never fear being single again. Too many people think that if they are not in a relationship, they are missing something, that their life is incomplete, that their happiness is on hold. But let me tell you something, being alone is not a weakness. It is not a problem that needs to be fixed. It is an opportunity, a gift, a time to build yourself up in ways that wouldn't be possible if you were constantly trying to fill the space with another person. Loneliness is a state of mind. You can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. You can be in a relationship and still feel unseen, unheard, and unloved. That's because loneliness doesn't come from the absence of people. It comes from the absence of connection. Connection with yourself, your purpose, your passion, your peace. When you are comfortable with who you are, when you truly enjoy your own company, you will never feel lonely, even when you are alone. This is why your time alone is so important. It teaches you who you are when no one else is around to define you. It teaches you to enjoy your own thoughts, to appreciate your own presence, to understand that your happiness does not depend on anyone else. Too many people jump from one relationship to the next, never taking the time to be alone, never learning how to stand on their own 2 feet, and what happens? They lose themselves. They attach their identity to another person, and when that relationship ends, they feel empty, lost, broken, because they never took the time to become whole on their own. But when you embrace being alone, when you learn to love yourself fully, you step into a different kind of power. You no longer need validation from others because you have already validated yourself. You no longer accept just any kind of love because you have already given yourself the love you deserve. You become stronger, wiser, more selective about who you allow into your life. You stop entertaining people who only bring temporary happiness and you start waiting for the ones who bring real, lasting value. This is what being alone teaches you. It teaches you to be independent, to make decisions for yourself, to trust yourself. It teaches you to listen to your own needs, to take care of your own heart, to be your own best friend. And when the right person finally comes along, you will not need them to complete you. You will not rely on them to make you happy. You will already be whole, and they will simply add to the life you have built, not become the center of it. So don't fear being alone. Don't rush to fill the silence. Embrace it, learn from it, grow in it. Because when you truly love yourself, when you enjoy your own company, you will never settle for anyone who doesn't bring you peace, love, and joy in return. You said, the world is constantly trying to convince you that you are running out of time, that love has a deadline, that if you don't find someone by a certain age, you've missed your chance. But let me tell you something. Love is not a race. It's not a competition. It's not something you have to check off a list by a certain age just to fit into society's expectations. Love comes when it's meant to, and when it does, it will be worth the wait. Too many people let the fear of time push them into relationships that aren't right for them. They settle because they think, I should be married by now. They ignore red flags because they believe it's better to have someone than to be alone. But the truth is, there is nothing lonelier than being in a relationship with the wrong person. There is nothing more painful than realizing you rushed into something just to meet a deadline, only to find yourself trapped in a life that doesn't fulfill you. You are not late. You are not behind. You are on your own timeline. Some people find love early and some find it later. That doesn't mean one is better than the other. The only thing that matters is that when it happens, it is real, it is right. It is built on a foundation of love, respect, and shared values, not desperation or pressure. Think about all the things in life that require patience to be great. A tree doesn't grow overnight. A masterpiece isn't painted in a day. A strong foundation isn't built in a rush. The same goes for love. If you want something meaningful, something that lasts, you have to be willing to wait for it. You have to trust that the right person is out there and they will come into your life at the right time, not a moment too soon, not a moment too late. And in the meantime, focus on you. Stop looking at the calendar and start looking at your own growth. Are you becoming the best version of yourself? Are you chasing your dreams? Are you building a life that makes you happy, even without a partner? Because the truth is, love should be an addition to your life, not the foundation of it. If you are only waiting for love to begin your happiness, then you are wasting precious time that could be spent becoming the person you are meant to be. So don't let the world's timelines rush you. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. What's meant for you will never pass you by. Love doesn't follow a schedule, it follows destiny. And when it finally arrives, you will look back and realize that every moment you spent waiting, every year you spent growing, every season you spent alone, it was all leading you to something greater than you could have ever imagined. Too many people put their dreams on hold while waiting for the right relationship. They tell themselves, I'll travel when I have a partner, I'll start that business when I get married, or I'll focus on my goals after I find love. But let me tell you something. Your dreams don't pause for a relationship. Your purpose doesn't wait for love. Your life is happening right now, and if you put it on hold, you are wasting valuable time that you will never get back. When you focus on yourself, on your ambitions, and on building the life you want, you put yourself in a position of power. You stop waiting for someone to come along and make things happen for you. Instead, you take control of your own destiny. You become the kind of person who attracts, not chases. The kind of person who walks with purpose, confidence, and direction. And when love does come, it won't derail you. It will complement the life you've already built. A strong relationship is made up of two whole individuals, not two people who depend on each other to fill the gaps in their lives. If you haven't built your own foundation, if you haven't chased your own dreams, then you risk losing yourself the moment you enter a relationship. You risk sacrificing your passions, your identity, and your potential for the sake of someone else's love. But when you are already standing on solid ground, when you have already established your own path, then love becomes an addition, not a distraction. It enhances your life rather than replaces it. Many people get into relationships thinking that love is the final destination, that once they find a partner, everything else will fall into place. But love is not a finish line. It's not the thing that makes your life complete. You complete your life by living fully, by pursuing your goals, by growing into the person you are meant to be. And the right partner, they will admire that. They will respect that. They will want to see you thrive, not hold you back. So, don't wait, don't delay your dreams because you think life starts when love arrives. Life starts now. Take that trip, start that business, go after that promotion, learn new skills, grow, become the best version of yourself. Not for someone else, but for you. And in doing so, you will attract someone who aligns with your journey, not someone who pulls you away from it. There is no greater feeling than knowing that you built something for yourself, that you created a life you are proud of. And when the right person finally comes along, you won't need them to give you purpose. You will already have it. Instead, you will walk side by side, two strong individuals with dreams of their own, supporting and uplifting each other. That is what true partnership looks like. And that is the kind of love worth waiting for. You said, you are enough. With or without a relationship, with or without someone beside you, you are already whole. Society tries to convince you that being single means something is missing, that your life is incomplete until you find a partner. But that is a lie. Your worth is not defined by your relationship status. It is not measured by whether or not someone chooses you. You are valuable simply because you exist. Too often, people seek love to validate themselves. They believe that having a partner will make them feel worthy, beautiful, and important. But if you don't already see your own worth, no relationship will ever be enough to convince you of it. Love from another person cannot replace self-love. If you don't believe in your own value, you will spend your entire life looking for someone else to prove it to you. And that is a dangerous game to play, because when you rely on someone else to give you confidence, they also have the power to take it away. You have to learn to love yourself first. You have to wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and know that you are enough just as you are. Not because someone tells you, not because someone wants you, but because you believe it in your soul. You have to understand that your happiness does not depend on another person. True happiness comes from within, from knowing who you are, from living with purpose, from embracing yourself fully, flaws and all. When you know you are enough, you stop accepting less than you deserve. You stop chasing people who don't see your worth. You stop begging for love, for attention, for validation. Instead, you stand tall, knowing that the right person will recognize your value without you having to prove it. And if they don't, then they were never meant for you in the first place. Being single for a long time can test your patience. It can make you question whether something is wrong with you. But let me remind you, there is nothing wrong with you. Your journey is just different. Your timing is just different. And different does not mean lacking. It means unique. It means special. It means that life has something extraordinary in store for you, and you need to trust that process. Use this time to grow, to heal, to explore, to chase your dreams, to become the kind of person that you would be proud to love. Because when the right person does come along, they should not complete you. They should complement you. They should add to your life, not become the foundation of it. You are the foundation. You are the prize. And anyone who enters your life should be honored to stand beside you, not define you. So walk with confidence, speak with power, live with purpose. You are enough. You always have been. And the moment you truly believe that, you will never settle for anything less than what you deserve. At the end of the day, being single for a long time is not a curse. It's an opportunity. It's a season of growth, of self-discovery, of preparation. It's a time to build yourself up so that when love does come, it finds you whole, confident, and standing strong in your worth. Your standards are not too high. They are a reflection of how much you value yourself. Your time is not running out. Love has no deadline. Your dreams should not wait for a relationship. They should be pursued with everything in you. And above all, you must understand that you are already enough, with or without a partner. So don't rush, don't settle, don't let the world convince you that your worth is tied to your relationship status. The right person will come at the right time, and when they do, they will not complete you. They will add to the incredible life you've already built. Until then, keep growing, keep thriving, and most importantly, keep loving yourself. Because the best love story you will ever experience starts with you.